Hey, it is the Shake Up After Dark. I'm Alex the Great.
And I'm Tiff Linnell.
Shout out to Ashanti. Can I just say that?
You can. I still think the song ends a bit abruptly.
All right. Classic Ashanti. Another thing, I saw a video of her and Ja Rule playing, well, you know, a couple of their classics. They look to be exact same.
Oh, really?
Exact same. Ja Rule with his little 11-year-old body and Ashanti.
All right.
Dancing around in a tunic.
In a tunic?
You know,
struggling to get situated tonight.
Her and A. Marie always wore those things.
Cloths. They always wore cloths.
Well, how was your weekend?
It was pretty good, actually. I went to our sister's birthday party, and that was a good time had by all. And what did I do Sunday? Oh, I had my cousin was in town and went to church. I went to the church house, hallelujah, and got a good word. And then
I was on my way to the church house. I was.
I know. I synced you.
Then God had smiled on me.
Wow.
However the rest of that goes.
He has set me free.
He did that. His
I'm
whole
not
life,
praying hard enough for you.
The whole life came into Brooklyn. It was a blessing.
Okay then.
It was a blessing. It was live. It was real. It was great. It was a blessing.
How was your weekend? I know you almost made it to the church house. What else?
I was never really going there, but I had got dressed for a Hennessy event. It was church to me. I actually went to Hennessy Heaven.
It was church to you. Okay. Okay.
I went to Hennessy Heaven. I have experienced some really, really good things in the past. But Hennessy Heaven? Imagine. Sicily, 1938.
Right.
No, literally, white walls, Hennessy VSOP, Hennessy XO. And then somebody, you know, Hennessy brought somebody a full revelation. Oh my goodness. And I forgot what it was already, but that's because we was on the Hennessy.
Terrible.
Oh, so we realized, you know, our song of the summer, the New York song of the summer was Vybz Kartel Fever.
XOXO, my love is very special.
You want it, you can have it, so don't take it for granted. Well, first of all,
I don't live there, and I know that.
Listen, it was so funny. One of my old homeboys, like from back in the day, I was out and there was this dope DJ in Brooklyn during the Brooklyn Marathon. I mean, the New York Marathon last week. And she was 8 years old, DJ Annie Brett. Shout out to her. She was really, really dope. But she mixed the song into the mix. My homeboy heard it just in the 10 seconds on my Insta story. He was like, "What is that song I needed? I'm in love." I was like,
"You hadn't heard it yet?
You only heard 10 seconds of it." I mean, it's really not. It's in Jamaica and in New York because half of the people are like 50% of New York is Jamaicans. So, no, but so that on that, not to derail it, and I'm thinking about Beyonce. She might have been thinking about Hennessy too and not love. But however, follow me now. What I didn't have the Hennessy that they sell on the top shelf in the clubs. We had Hennessy VSOP, Hennessy VSOP, and Hennessy XO.
I don't think I've ever had Hennessy XO.
Ooh, they only gave me a sip, and I was. Think about what Vybz Kartel was actually thinking about XOXO is VSOP. Very special. That's what it is. Very special old cognac. I learned that from K. Michelle's song because she wasn't singing about a man.
She was not.
She was singing about Hennessy.
That's a dang shame.
Special. Come on, Kay. Do something about it. Now, this isn't necessarily Hennessy. I feel like I'm neglecting them though, but shout out to Duce.
You can bring them back when they sponsor a show.
And they're paying me for it.
Wow. Okay.
That's what Pablo said. I would also like to shout out Intamin's Pound Cake. That's my meal for the evening. And
not with you.
Just as pound cake should be eaten with a good old strawberry.
Does it have a nice little glaze on it?
It's all right now. It came from Amazon. Or Whole Foods.
Oh,
about me eating my strawberries in the mic. Quick side note. I hate to get us off track, but
already.
Have you seen the pickle lady? We have never talked about her on this show, but
no, I'm sorry, your screen froze.
Have you seen the pickle lady?
I have not.
Huh? You have not?
No.
Your screen is like your mic's going in and out. You're good now. So you've never seen it.
I've never seen her.
So I hate to do this. I really hate to do this to you live, but I feel like that the people, I mean, when they see you reacting to this, because she's viral.
I'm scared.
She really literally irks the entire hell out of me. Like, I'm going to send this to you and I'm going to tell you to watch it live. And
okay.
The thing is, I think it's really going to irritate you because of something I know about you, but I don't want to talk about your irritation until after you watch it. So it just came to your phone. Now, those of you watching, you've seen the pickle lady before. Y'all know who I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
You texted to me?
Mm-hmm.
It hasn't come yet.
Well, on that note, shout out to Colin Kaepernick.
It just came.
Okay, well, we'll get back to you, Colin. Turn it up.
For a full fan of thick, lush lashes, new Peacock Flare Mascara from CoverGirl.
Is that an ad?
Yes. Why is she whispering?
Just take it in like 60 seconds.
I already see why you said because of something you know about me. Girl. Why is she doing that? She's like scratching the top of this lid.
I'm telling you, just take it in like 2 minutes.
It smells so good.
Okay, go 2 more minutes in.
She's taking the pickle out.
Keep going.
Oh, hell no. No.
10 minutes. Hey,
No. Oh, hell no. 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 Nope. I had to
It's
close
10
it.
minutes of her chomping.
No.
I mean, when I tell you it's so bad, and when she first did it, like she's like millions and millions of people just sitting there watching her chomping these pickles loudly in this mic.
No.
And
okay.
Out of all the people that sent it to me, the one that I knew, like he sent it to me because he knew that I was just going to be irritated. Talking about he sent it to me because he knows I like pickles. Darius Rosser.
Now, he's rude. I don't even know why you would accept a text message or anything from him.
He was like,
that's a rude person.
I know that you love pickles. But I felt like you had seen it's so bad.
So let me tell y'all something about me.
While I was eating my strawberries, I thought that you could hear me like that. So I was like, let me see.
No, you weren't nearly as bad as she was. Let me tell y'all something about me. This is the thing that Alex said he knows about me, and that's how he knew that this was going to irritate me. I'm looking directly into the camera because if any of y'all ever have a meal with me or sit at a table with me or anything, I need you to understand this, hear me, and hear me good. Google this now. I have something called misophonia. Yes, it sounds fake. It's not. Google it. Misophonia. Misophonia. It's when certain sounds irritate you. I have something weird where, like, even if a TV is muted, I can hear it. I can hear the frequency that is coming out of the device.
Hear that. It's like it's the same frequency that dog can hear with that damn dog whistle. I can hear it.
Yeah, I can hear that shit, and it's really annoying. So stuff like smacking or
she wasn't smacking, she was
chewing loudly. That right there will make me get up and leave the table. I cannot. If someone's like tapping a pen or something, I have had to leave rooms because I can't do it. I cannot do it. I cannot do it. I cannot do it. So 10 minutes of sitting there listening to her chew on pickles. I'm sorry. I would have had to find her and smack the mic off of her desk and slap the pickles off of her table. So because you're not going to sit here and chomp on these pickles like this for 10 minutes. Girl, get a hobby.
She went and bought a high quality mic that could hear everything.
That's rude.
Okay. Sorry for the derailment, but that I felt like Tiff, you needed that experience in your life.
That's terrible. Okay, so first topic. I don't know if you saw this video, but Trump's environmental pick, Kathleen Hartnett, she's dumb as hell. There's like no way around it. There's no getting past it. She's dumb as hell. I saw the video where they were asking her questions. They have the panel of representatives that ask all of these candidates questions, and they were asking her questions. So one of the questions was, so you sound like you don't believe climate change is real. And she said, these ums are her. I'm not umming because I forgot. These
I know.
Are her ums.
I think the little hoe.
I'm unsure.
That's what you call a dumb hoe.
You're unsure? Girl, what you mean you unsure? You're an environmental pick. Even if you believe climate change isn't real, at least be confident in that belief. And then she changed her answer and said, oh no, climate change is definitely real. And he said, can human activity impact it? And she said, that's the part I think, yes, but it's to the extent of which is what we're uncertain about. And they just keep asking her questions. At one point, one of the representatives just looked at her and said, "Really? Really? Like, girl, you just dumb. Where are they getting these pics from? Like, girl, no, you can't lead no environmental council. I'm sorry. You too dumb too." And that's all I'm gonna say about her. We can move on to the next topic unless you have something to add.
You know how I feel about these people, man. It is just very embarrassing. And I don't want to talk about them at all today. There's a lot of stuff that's coming out right now that would be worth us talking about, but I can't do it.
Yeah, so if y'all want to know anything about what Trump is doing, he's doing a lot of sneaky shit. Excuse my French. Go Google it. We're not talking about that ass clown tonight, because
I mean, there's so much that he's just done that he shouldn't have done diplomatically. And then he believes, but I don't believe, but I can believe. But if you believe, then we believe, and I believe. That's really what he said on today.
Next topic.
In other news, I'm a real nigga because I love pound cake.
What?
I don't talk and chew.
Oh my goodness. This Colin Kaepernick GQ cover. I should have brought my iPad in here so I could show it. I don't even know where that thing is. If I can just be really honest.
It made me want to swag and surf and swag and surf.
He looks amazing. Amazing. Let me pull it up on my other phone. Lord, dropping phones, Jesus.
Congratulations are in order to Colin Kaepernick, Citizen of the Year. Ooh, you know, I heard DT was upset about that.
Oh, really? No one cares.
Unfortunately, the president doesn't have any oversight on a private magazine.
Right.
Nobody gives a damn.
No one. I'm trying to pull up a good photo of it. These people.
We could really use some interns.
Yeah, I miss our interns so much. So much.
They coming back.
Some of them.
They coming
some
back.
of them.
Oh, those aren't coming back. But
I miss some of them. I almost said something.
Some of them back. I was gonna say, well, no intern that has worked for me in the past can work for me again. I feel the same way about.
There's one or two that I would allow to come back.
Okay. Also, no assistant that I've had can never work for me again.
Nah. Here it is. That's not working out well.
There it goes. He's kind of washed out, but
yeah. It's just damn good. Just damn good.
What qualifies someone to be the Citizen of the Year?
You know, I don't know. Because
didn't do the research on tonight.
Huh?
You know,
let's give our answers as to why we think he deserves Citizen of the Year. I think that he deserves Citizen of the Year, if for no other reason, because he stood up for what he believed in. He went about it the appropriate way. I had to have a full conversation with my family this weekend, and I was explaining to them about how he actually had a conversation with a veteran, and the veteran is who suggested he get down, kneel on one knee, to be able to respect them, but also stand up for his cause. And my family was like, we didn't even know that. I said, that's because that story isn't highly publicized, but the veteran did a round of interviews that like only made it to social media, and it just never caught traction. But he went through that.
I want to say he's going the hell in on his Instagram, posting every photo, as you should be doing. Get yours, bro. Get it all. Right. Take it all. Take it all back. Everything they stole from us, take it back.
He's sticking it to a huge organization who, now that he has filed his grievance, is trying to kissed his ass, and he's like, no, I'm not selling out. Screw y'all. I filed this grievance and I'm going through with it. Shout out to him. He looks good. I mean, there's that. And I just think he's dope. I think that good for, and he don't have a job. He literally sacrificed so much, and he's still giving and being charitable. Good for him. That's why I think he has earned Citizen of the Year.
Earned.
What do you think?
I think he earned. Listen, I feel like anytime a black man takes it upon himself to face the oppressor in the land where we are only paid and still owned by them, he is a citizen that should be celebrated. I think anytime a black man stands, a black man that's raised by two white people, adopted, black as hell, can stand against making millions of dollars, he should be recognized as a exceptional global citizen. Anytime a black man can be himself, because there's tons of black men in the NFL that could have took a damn knee.
Come on, preach this word now.
So many more of them started doing it after he was ostracized, removed, unpaid, and still donating his money. Any black man can go and sit in a public school and ensure that black men and young black men, young black children are getting the education and the tools that they need out of the kindness of his heart. That man is an exceptional global citizen. Anytime this man can stand against the president of the United States that claims he's not a racist, that claims he's not a bigot, and he can stand against that opposition without the full solidarity of his brothers. See, that's what people don't realize. Colin Kaepernick stood when nobody else was standing with him. We got behind
He
Cap.
only had two supporters.
Stood behind him. Listen, we got behind Cap. We stood behind Cap, but he was gonna do it either way.
Yep.
He did it, and it really wasn't. They wasn't paying him no mind until they made it a big deal. And that's kind of what the white man does. That's what they do, and they don't want you to acknowledge it. They want to hit you while you're down and be like, "Oh, but you're gonna respect me because I gave you this." No, Colin Kaepernick literally said, "Fuck you."
Right. Literally.
To the establishment, to racism, to inequality, to police brutality, the killing of unarmed black men. Listen, Colin Kaepernick is an exceptional global citizen.
Agreed. Agreed. So yeah, if you have not seen that I'm going to buy a GQ just to support it. For no other reason. I've never bought a GQ magazine in my life. I'm going to buy this.
If you want a man, then you should.
I'm sorry, what?
If you want a man, then you should.
What does me getting a man have to do with me buying GQ magazine?
Listen, all the things that we like are in that magazine.
Really now? Sports, boobs, and food?
Listen,
and liquor.
There are things for women that are trying to figure out how to catch the right one.
Mm-hmm.
The chips live in that magazine.
So you telling me us women folk need to stop I don't read Cosmo. But we need to stop reading these Cosmo.
You white?
No. I don't read that. But we need to stop taking all these little online quizzes and reading Cosmopolitan and
that's fun.
All that stuff.
Y'all just be wasting time. And you like for a fake ass horoscope to tell you that you're gonna be pregnant in a year.
I don't want that horoscope.
See, GQ isn't really just for white men. I've never looked at it like a white man's magazine.
I haven't either, but I also have not. I haven't had a reason that I know of to buy one.
I just gave you one.
Clearly.
Bless him.
Good to know.
Bless
Good
him.
to know. Well, I'll be getting this one, and then if I like it, and if it gives me some good pointers, then I will continue purchasing.
Blessing.
Next. We've been friends for entirely too long. I'm still eating my dinner, so I had to take a moment.
Yeah, before we leave Colin, he spoke out today and basically spoke up in support of my nigga Rameek.
Okay.
Colin Kaepernick is speaking up in support of Meek Mill, saying that the rapper is the victim of the same radicalized injustice that has long plagued Black men. Colin, sadly, there are Black folks going through the same radicalized injustices within the justice system that Meek Mill has experienced for over a decade every single day. He just tweeted that out. Listen.
Well, I had to mute my mic because my laundry was beeping.
Listen, I ride for Meek. I do.
I do too.
I do. Honestly, I feel like if I was from Philly, I would be locked up. I would have been on probation for 10 years too.
10 years is just a bit much. I mean,
I'm telling you, I feel like Meek is like my spirit animal. He's not an animal, but you should get what I'm saying. The level of joy that Meek has just to be alive, I feel like that's how I be. Especially when y'all see me like just on Saturdays and I just be.
You feel like what?
I feel like Meek is my spirit animal. Like, I get on people's nerves with all my smiling and laughing and making a joke out of literally everything.
Everything.
Everything
when we're trying to handle business and you just go off the rails.
Everything is funny to me.
I've got to get off the phone.
Undiagnosed ADHD.
Agreed.
We've
diagnosed it.
No, it was diagnosed. It was just never acknowledged.
Wow. Yeah, I think it's a terrible injustice. I'm not doing this with you tonight. I think that it's a terrible injustice when charges like what Meek had, and again, if you don't know the full story, there are a lot of technicalities and mishaps that happen, and like there's more to the story than the surface level as to why, and I think Alex will agree with me, why I don't think that he needed 10 years of probation. I definitely don't think he should have just gotten sentenced to 2 to 4 years. Meek, try to stop fighting, get your stuff together. But I think that we steal too much of people's lives for crimes that the punishment doesn't fit the crime. So I read an article. I saw this a couple of times this week actually, where the comparison was being done between Meek Mill's sentence, and I know we were talking about Colin, and I was about to move on, but where it was talking about Meek Mill's sentence versus what was that little white boy's name?
Don't usually remember them.
I'm looking for it. He was convicted of raping a young girl, and he got sentenced to, I think, like some months of probation. Stanford University rapist Brock Allen Turner on the wrist with a 6 month. He got a slap on the wrist with a 6 month sentence from indictments on 5 charges in 2016, 2 for felony sexual assault, 2 for rape, and 1 for attempted rape. And he got a 6 month sentence. 5 charges. 5. Meek Mill just got 2 to 4 years for violating probation on charges that were dropped. How? This makes no sense to me.
This country really makes my head hurt, makes my ass itch. Oh.
Not makes your ass itch.
Listen, it makes my ass itch. It makes my dick limp.
All right.
I mean, this country.
That was a lot, sir. That was a lot.
It's pretty horrible. Like, if this country does anything, it makes me completely flaccid.
Okay. Next. Tyrese.
Cry-Reese.
You're not going to start calling him that.
No, that's what they literally are calling. That's what they're calling him. You didn't know that?
No.
No, they're definitely calling him Clarice.
My goodness.
Clarice. First of all, he's a non-spelling. I just can't.
He can't spell. And it's really terrible. Like, it's really, really terrible.
It's okay.
But
you know how I like to remember Tyrese? Can I just say, like, the way that I like to remember Tyrese, there's a couple ways that I like to remember him. I mean, I feel like because Baby Boy is a classic, so I get it. Right? I feel it.
It is.
That's how I want to remember Tyrese, in the back of that bus. Always Coca-Cola. Except the fact that he had that lip ring.
Okay.
Not cool. Also, Tyrese was also in The Angel of Mine. This is a shame that I'm putting him in videos that weren't his, but he was also in The Angel of Mine video with Monica as her love interest.
He was. He was. I used to. Go ahead.
He battled Usher in the My Way video.
I forgot about that. I used to have a huge crush on Tyrese. Like, he was my background. He was like my desktop background. I used to love Tyrese. Then I got older.
You wanted to be his sweet lady.
I did. I was ready to be his sweet lady. Then I got older and I realized he couldn't spell. And I said, well, I'm not going to spend the rest of my life correcting a grown-ass man's grammar.
If he would just shut up and sing,
he'd be great.
Because he can sing his ass off. Sweet lady,
can.
Falling in Love. Like, Tyrese, you had hits. I mean, and you got me some gifts when I was starting to learn, when I first started learning about the sex.
He got you what?
Some gifts.
Anyway.
I was able to explore the joy of my secondary brain. I'll be like,
all right. Anyway.
Lean back. Go back.
I hate you. So he came out and said, you know, over the last couple of weeks, he's been on his social media crying.
Do we believe
about
this?
Being broke?
Do you believe this? Do you believe this?
Let me be Sunny hosting for a moment and just give the facts. I'm so black, I'm sitting here, you know, black people got to clean their mouth and their teeth after they finish eating.
I've never seen a Bill or a barber do it.
Never have I ever. So he has been on his social media crying and talking about being broke and, you know, all this other stuff. And then last week we talked about how allegedly Will and Jada gave him a specified amount of money, but he wasn't supposed to say anything. But he was just so happy he went on his social media and said something.
$5 million, It was $5 million.
I couldn't remember the amount. $5
million.
So he then came out and said he's been having all of these outbursts and he's been emotional and everything else that he's been because he's on antidepressants.
Okay, Sonny, listen, you're sitting here sugarcoating it and nobody cares about that. This man had a full out breakdown. He basically had the mental breakdown version of Wendy Williams' live stroke, okay? For about a week. Like, literally, he went through all of this. He literally has just lost his goddamn mind. And then now we have to sit back and continue to take his excuses, and no one is really here for these excuses. So Tyrese, like, I don't have the sympathy for you that everybody else has had. I mean, I feel like you're probably a good father. You need to take your daughter away from Tyrese. But unplug. You nigga, you are somebody that needs to shut down your Instagram account. Assume that you don't even know what the internet is, my nigga. Go get. I feel like companies like Earthlink are still offering dial-up internet service. You don't need any high-speed broadband.
Did you just tell him to go get Earthlink?
Yes, nothing that allows you to post a video. You really need. You don't even need to be watching videos. I need you really to only be looking at text online. Read transcripts, nigga. Go read a book.
But Earthlink though, Earthlink.
Who else has dial-up? AOL shut down. I heard they were about to close all these people AOL email accounts. If you still have an AOL email account, though, I don't trust you.
I don't either. And I've seen a couple over the last month, and I'm just like,
there's like literally people my age gave me a business card with an AOL address, bro. I'm sorry, I'm never gonna call you.
I'm sorry. I'm side-eyeing the hell out of you if you give me an at AOL.com.
Well, Loki did that about Yahoo.
I was just about to say, and if your email address is at ymail.com.
I mean, in their defense, Ymail did come out only 5 years ago. It was to compete
I don't care
with Gmail. So
I don't care.
And I get it. Some people hate the fact that Gmail doesn't really, like, you have to do extra to get the preview pane. I get it. Like, you have a certain preference and you don't know, like, you don't definitely, you probably, if you have a Yahoo account, you definitely don't have Outlook at work. If you have a Yahoo account, I'm pretty sure you have something like you don't have email at work. If you have a Yahoo account, you don't have email at work. There's no way.
I mean, yeah. Anyway, Tyrese, now I'm going to put a little bit of my personal business out here.
Oh, hell.
I've been on antidepressants. When my uncle passed away in 2008, I was in college. I was not doing well. My aunt had went missing the same year. It just was not a good year for me. And so for those who don't know me, I am a huge proponent of therapy. I was in therapy, and one of the therapists suggested I get on antidepressants. It was the worst thing ever. I will never do it again. To the point that when I went through depression this year, and it was suggested to me again, I was like, nope, I will work this shit out. Y'all are not putting me on medication. But it didn't make me, and I'm not saying that this is impossible. I'm not.
Right, because I mean, everybody reacts to things.
Everybody reacts to medication.
There are some people that can live on heroin and crack their whole lives and still be here. Shaka Khan.
I'm not going to touch that.
The only thing it did for Shaka is that she just can't remember the words to anything. But if you go watch any live,
as soon as you said that, all I heard was Helen Baylor, and my head hit the floor. Boom.
Listen, Shaka's head didn't hit the floor. And if you go watch any live performance, I discovered that Shaka no longer knew words or couldn't sing in 2008 when she did, I think it was at the AMAs, she did a tribute to Diana Ross. So I'm like, first of all,
I remember that performance.
I'm telling you, I was sitting there. We didn't have DVR. I couldn't rewind. We didn't even have flat screen TVs. We still had these big ass TVs. You know what I'm talking about. I mean, we barely had a cable box. You know, so Shaka comes out. They're like, Shaka Khan for Diana Ross, and you hear, like, first of all, I don't feel like Diana Ross is, never mind. This is not about me dragging anybody. But I do think that Diana Ross, if you're going to tribute Diana Ross, her songs are very easy, usually.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't do a lot with her voice. There was not a lot of frills and trills and let me do Shaka Khan for you. And then she was just smiling like she's happy as hell. So it's about 60 seconds into it. I'm like, Shaka, do you know the words? I wasn't even there, but I felt like I was talking to her when I was talking to the TV. Shaka, Shaka. Help! 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 Diana! Help! I've never seen anything that was. I was not able to let that go because Shaka Khan was a legend, like in my own right. I grew up with my parents. Like Shaka was everything. You know, Shaka had it. She like Shaka does not have it together.
What's funny?
That was in 2008.
But Diana Ross reacted very well, unlike Prince, who did not react well when Trey Songz tried to do a tribute to him. Prince sat there like,
first of all, that's offensive as hell.
It is. Y'all couldn't find nobody else?
Who?
Nobody?
Who?
Miguel?
Nope. Miguel wasn't it then.
Eric DeBarge, not the Eric DeBarge. I don't know if DeBarge would do Prince.
The only person that I know that could possibly really do Prince justice is just underrated. People don't really know him like that. I hope y'all do though. Robbie could really do Prince justice. I promise.
He could do Prince justice.
He really could.
He really could.
Robbie does.
I've met Robbie in my life. I've met Robbie maybe once or twice, maybe twice.
I was actually introduced
he could do
to
Prince
Robbie by your sister.
Which sister?
Angel, of course.
Okay. So Tyrese, whether it was your medication or not, I hope that...
Was that shade?
Not at all. Yeah, take a sip on that. Tyrese, whether it's medication or, you know, whatever the case may be, that you get the help that you need. I hope that, you know.
Bruh. Okay, so I feel two ways about this. I don't think I have strawberries in my teeth.
Oh my gosh.
Black people clean. So I was having a conversation with my boys about this, right? The thing is, in the Black community, we just can't be weak. All right. Now we're always like, oh, we should be able to express ourselves when we're going through things, and you know, and I really do think I do think this is one thing I feel like Black women, like, it's acceptable for y'all to go through things. I mean, Black men accept it, Black women accept it, white men accept it, white women accept it. Black men just can't go through shit. We just can't. And so by default, we as Black men and even Black women are like, nigga, man the fuck up. Tyrese, what the fuck you crying about? Like, that's literally, but the thing is, he might really be going through something. But Black men just can't go through it. But we want Black men to be healthy. We want them to have healthy mental health. And so, like, me and my boys was talking about it. Yeah, we should be able to. And we got to learn to be able to embrace each other. But I still don't want your bitch ass out here looking weak. We're Black. We can't be weak. We can't. White people see Black weakness and exploit the fuck out of that. We cannot have that. We can't.
Now that's true.
But I know it sucks. I know. And I'm speaking to my Black brothers right now because I know it sucks. Like, I know. I want you to be able to come do it with me. You can come cry on my shoulder. You can just lay. Now, you can't lay your head on my pillow. I'm not down with that shit. But I'll listen, have your moment. Not in front of them. No. That's the number one thing white people want to do is get a video of a whole bunch of black men crying and saying, well, you know, and we never knew it. They've always said that their dicks are bigger and they're stronger than us, but this proves it.
Did you just go straight into white voice?
I went into Sean Hannity.
All right. I think, though, that anytime I've dated someone and they have, even if it's a moment of vulnerability or transparency or whatever it is with me, it makes me feel good that, one, you're trusting me with this, because I know, like you said, it's pretty hard for black men especially to.
It's not pretty hard. It's near impossible. It's very hard. We are taught that is not okay.
I just hate that. I hate that. I hope that whenever I do get married, that through the courtship and all of that, and throughout our, the marriage, that my husband trusts me, and trust.
I will say that with spouses.
Are you gonna let me finish?
No, I'm just gonna let you. I'm agreeing with you. I think that you're. I don't think you have anything to worry about.
I hope not. But I think it begins in the court. That's such a old traditional word, but in the courting process, you have to trust your partner, and you should have friends that you can trust and be, I was telling my best friend, I'm a completely different person when I'm in a relationship from, not a completely, shut up. I'm not
first thing that came to my mind. Person. That's what you said. You literally just said that. And I'm like, oh.
Okay, let me correct my statement. What I mean to say is, y'all know me as that bitch. When I'm doing business and when I'm, running stuff.
I know you as a bitch.
I'm a bitch. But when I'm in a relationship, I want to take that bitch hat off when I come home and just be able to be vulnerable, have my moments of what?
I was letting you finish.
Have my moments of weakness and just let my hair down. I don't want to have to be a bitch. I don't want to have to be that angry black woman that has to fight for everything that you get in this world. Like Papa Pope said, you got to work 3 times as hard to get. I don't want to have to do that shit at home. So that's what I mean when I say I'm a different person in my relationship than I am when I'm outside. And I feel like we as people, black people especially, should feel the freedom to do that, at least with our friends and partners.
I agree with you. I just feel like for let's take children, for example. Your child, you may tell your child that it's okay for you to be vulnerable with me, and then the next thing you know, the Raekwon is 7. His friends are gonna be the ones to teach him that he can't be vulnerable like that, because Raekwon hangs out with Marcus and Brandon and Jaquan and Jonathan, and Raekwon can't, like, Tommy cries. That's what his boys is gonna teach him. Tommy cries. Raekwon, bro, you can't be no punk. That's how 7-year-old black men talk to 7-year-old black men. 7-year-old black boys talk to other 7-year-olds like this.
That's terrible.
Because it
really is.
Because the pressure is already on you as a 7-year-old black man.
That reminds me of an article I read this week that was talking about, it was coming from the perspective of a black man talking about how he was going to basically raise his son to distrust white people, and that you can't be friends with white people because without trust, you can't have friendship. So it was a very pessimistic article. I kind of understand where he's coming from, but at the same time, I feel like that is a horrible perspective to teach your child. You can't be friends with any white people because you can't trust no white people, and without trust, there's no friendship. So cut that.
I'm not saying that I agree or disagree. I've long said that I don't trust white people unless they've been saved, sanctified, and filled with the Holy Ghost. Years. because they need
You
a
have been saying
relationship
that.
with Jesus before you can have a relationship with me. Don't trust you. And it's not about individual white people. The thing is, your ancestors, these are the facts. Your ancestors literally, 100% literally invaded every single place on this planet, except Antarctica. Y'all ain't just got there yet. And I don't see why, because y'all don't get cold. Y'all literally invaded every single place, brought disease and famine, and then took it over like y'all was at home.
Yeah.
So it has nothing to do with you. I mean, you could be real cool. I'll be like, oh, you cool. Do you trust me? No. I just can't, because you're like, I would be dumb. That would be like, oh, so you never paid attention. You never took a history class. You never, and I know that they're rewriting history and shit, but.
Calling what?
No. I didn't send you that. These new elementary school books that the white people migrated to the United States and they brought African helpers.
You mean slaves, bitch?
Helpers. The book says helpers.
Let's move on, because
we weren't your fucking helpers. We weren't. We just weren't. No need to get angry. The show's almost over, so there's no need for me to get mad now. I'm just saying.
Send me that, please.
Certainly.
People raised $55,000 for a woman fired for giving Donald Trump the finger. Now listen.
But it's cool. You're right.
I didn't even mean to speak his name. But the image of this woman riding next to the motorcade on her bike, flipping off the entire motorcade, I think is quite, like, it gives me just a little piece of joy deep down within.
Can you help me understand how she got that close to the motorcade?
I don't know, because she was white.
Still, like that.
Now, I don't disagree with you. Somebody should have tackled her.
Do you remember that footage of that white man that he was just riding his bike and he almost rode in front of Obama's motorcade and they clearly knocked him off of his bike?
Right.
With the tackle.
She's riding like right next to it.
She's
right next to
riding Miss Daisy's bicycle. I can't.
She's right next to one of the trucks. So I don't understand.
Go ahead, read it out loud.
When the European settlers arrived, they needed land to live on. The First Nations peoples agreed to move to different areas to make room for the new settlements. They agreed to move?
I'm telling you, I don't trust him. You can do what you want to do. I can boldly say I have scientific and documented and historical proof on why I should not trust you. You rewrite history, you rewrite things.
Congratulations to the woman for and she's been offered what, 3,000, 4,000? Because I'm not even dealing with that. We don't have time.
It was something like 405,000 jobs. Everybody in America wanted to hire her.
If I had a job for her, I'd hire her.
I don't know about that because I don't trust her either. But you know,
I mean,
to each his own. Listen, I would take a full 365 days for saying and doing what I want to do to Donald J. Trump.
We know you are willing to take one for the team.
In
somewhat.
Fact, I'm willing to take all the time. I mean, be a black hero. Be an American hero. That's not even a black. This is not a black or a white thing.
Wow. Okay. Before we go, One, did you hear about the earthquake in Iraq?
I did, on the Iraq-Iran border.
Yeah. Over 300 people killed or injured due to 7.3 magnitude earthquake. So Jesus, help them. And to end on a good note, Tiffany Haddish.
What's the name supporters say that they never know.
Nope, that's why I moved right on from that topic. We're not doing that. Tiffany Haddish, congratulations. First Black female comedian to host SNL, and she did an amazing job. If you have not seen it yet, go to your Hulu, go to your DirecTV Now, go to your Xfinity, whatever apps you have that you use to watch TV, but DVR, whatever. Go watch it. Let's support her. I love everything about her. Everything. Want to be your friend. Love Tiffany Haddish. So kudos and congratulations to her.
Kudos and congratulations are in
today.
On Wednesday's show, we will be talking about artificial intelligence and how they are invading people's homes. And my house talks and it listens, and I'm very uncomfortable. And I really feel like, first of all, there's a circulating video of Lil Duval in his, did I send this to you? Lil Duval in his Tesla smoking a blunt while it's on autopilot drive. Niggas, y'all are getting way too comfortable with this technology and shit. You're leaned back in a self-driving car on the highway smoking a blunt. Why ever would you trust this shit like that?
Nah, I've seen iRobot along with many other movies.
Or I watched Enemy of the State. iRobot really freaked the hell out of me because we're really not that far. Like that little blue bar that when he was talking to, what was the robot's name? And iRobot, the main one.
I don't know, Edgar or some shit.
No, it was a woman. And she took over because humans are not smart enough to take care of themselves.
You mean like the actual brain center?
Yeah.
I don't remember, but she was crazy.
She was like, humans, well, you will destruct yourselves or whatever. Like, what?
I mean, we kind of are. I hate to say it, but we kind of are.
So we're just going to trust computers?
No. Again, Enemy of the State is probably the first movie that I saw that I was really like, oh,
that's what I knew. No. That's what I knew.
No.
That's when I knew I don't trust it all.
Nope.
Nope.
Yeah.
Vicky.
Vicky.
Okay, so I have a Vicky in my house now. Her name is Alexa.
But why does the actress that played her look like? Yeah.
Who was the actress?
Her name is. She looks like she would take over the world. Like she has a Pinky and Brain complex. Fiona Hogan. It's just this one photo of her though. Anyway, we are out of time. We'll be back on.
I don't trust Fiona.
Yeah, right.
I stopped trusting Fiona's when there was an ogre named Fiona and Shrek. I can't.
Oh my gosh.
But I do have a talking Vicky or whatever, and those I can't. It's listening right now, so I can't talk. I have to sleep tonight.
Yeah, you keep trying to convince me to get one.
I mean, the way that these things work, one may end up in your mail talking about it came from me. And did you ever see GoldenEye?
Yes.
No, I can't. I gotta go. Thanks for joining tonight. We appreciate you coming through the ShakeUP After Dark. Tiff, how do they keep in touch with you?
You can keep in touch with me via all social media, Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram at Tifflanelle, Tifflanelle, or tifflanelle.com. Alex the Great, how can they get in touch with you?
I'm Alex the Great. I'm on social media everywhere. Alex Unmuted, Twitter, Instagram, and .com. Remember, today is greater. Tonight was greater. Believe it, speak it, and live it. You have to make the choice to be great because your situation is not your destination. Instead, make it your motivation. We're back here Wednesday night at 10 p.m. It goes down. It's the Shake Up After Dark. Namaste.